Hey guys, a big thank you for all the love you've shown Therapy. I'm very excited to get started today with our first episode. And our guest for today is Mrs. Tejaswini Bhave. Hello, ma'am. Thank you for coming to our platform. And it's a pleasure to have you. I'll
Hello, Rujuta. Thank you so much for inviting me, making me a part of this beautiful venture.
absolutely. Okay. So I'll get started with our questions now. Our first question is how to refrain from overthinking. I end up doing it quite often and I think it reduces productivity.
Okay, so first of all, I do want to say that overthinking is a very, very human and normal thing to experience.
Right.
Okay, our brains are like really thought factories, and research says that on an average per day, a human will have thoughts ranging from 15,000 to 60,000. That's a lot. Okay, yeah. So overthinking is actually normal, but when overthinking becomes just ruminating, daydreaming, and starting from there, it becomes to uh, chronic worrying. That is when it becomes a problem. Okay, so first I would really want to say that if you feel that you have anxiety issues, go see a therapist so that they can diagnose you properly and then give proper scientific suggestions and help you out. But for the general viewing purpose, I think overthinking, first of all, being aware that I am having a lot of thoughts. These thoughts are repetitive. I don't want to have them. This is the first step, the awareness about overthinking. So, what we call in psychology that metacognition, that you are thinking about your thinking. That's the first step in getting rid of these overthinking cycles. Okay, once you know that you're overthinking, then we can do some productive steps to put a stop to it. So thought stopping activities, like actually telling yourself, stop, I don't want to have these thoughts, they are not at all helpful to me. That helps in some cases. Second, overthinking or problem solving. So if you're actively trying to solve an issue that you're currently having, and if it really leads you towards some solution to that current problem, that's not an issue. I think you can go ahead and think as much as you want. But if the thoughts are repetitive, yeah, then that's a problem. So we need to understand that not all the all the thoughts that we have are facts, or that they're not reality. We need to step in and check whether these thoughts are just my perceptions, my interpretations of events happening around me, or they are reality. Most of the times they are not. Okay, it's like in the darkness seeing a rope and perceiving that as a snake. So most of the times we perceive or interpret events like that. We give them undue importance, or we go into that frenzy of just catastrophizing. Okay, so I would recommend challenge these thoughts logically. Am I awfulizing? Am I really catastrophizing these events? Can I logically look at these thoughts? If that also doesn't work, I think giving a different tone of voice to these thoughts helps. Like having these thoughts in the voice of your favorite celebrity, that somehow changes the entire texture of those thoughts, and you start coming out of that negativity. That really helps. And then if even after all of this it doesn't work, then I would recommend seeing a therapist.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Right. Okay. So moving on to
Yeah.
the next one. How do I trust the decisions I make and not rethink each one? I want
Mm-hmm.
to practice confident and assertive decision making.
Right. Okay. So decision making, a good decision making also is an art that you come to know by experiencing the consequences of bad decisions first.
Okay.
Okay, so being open to all the consequences, both positive and negative, for all of your decisions is the first step in decision making. Okay, but whenever you are saying yes to something, you're saying no to 100 other things. So then and there, you open a gate of lot of desirable and undesirable consequences. So having a list of all the pros and cons of every alternative to your decision helps a lot. Putting that down on pen and paper, That also helps a lot.
Okay.
Take lessons from your previous experiences. Talk to people who truly care for you, who know what kind of a person you are, what things would be in the best of your interest. That also helps a lot. And in general, the radical acceptance that life is so uncertain and we can't really control everything. We can't really control the outcome of each tiny or big decision that we take opens a huge, uh, I think, channel for uh, new decisions, new experiences, and then it becomes an experience. Once you have taken good decisions, the ball keeps rolling.
Right, you gain confidence from them a little bit, so you're not so
Yeah,
uncertain
yeah,
the next time. Right. Okay.
definitely.
Okay. So the next one is, how do I find motivation in the current times with COVID going on and things generally at a low?
Hmm. Yeah, I think for me, motivation is not really scientific because you only feel motivated when there is a goal that is appealing and reinforcing to you. Okay, if the goal is not reinforcing, like, yeah, working out is a goal, but actually working out looks like a lot of pain, looks like a lot of discomfort, then you won't be triggered to go there, start that workout. Okay, so what works is just starting, taking that next step. What is the next best possible step that I can take? Just the starting 2 minutes will get you into that action. So we feel that okay, we will have motivation and then we will go into the action, but that's not true. Even research says that actually it's the action that begets motivation, not vice versa. So getting into action, doing something that can start your day beautifully, you can increase your productivity too. I also have another perspective to offer here. We are into a pandemic. Okay, we are not given a, a fun holiday. These are times where we are forced to stay indoors. These are the times where we are forced to do things we really didn't know how to do, but we are managing somehow. So I would suggest, don't be too critical, don't ask too much of yourself, rest up properly, do some self-soothing activities, listen to a lot of music. If you are having a rough day, take a day off, just rest plenty, drink plenty of waters, have good food, good diet, be unproductive for a day, that's fine. Asking too much of ourselves really doesn't get us anywhere, but stay balanced between what we can really achieve. Have at least 3 to 5 things that are easily doable for you, writing them down on paper early morning and sticking to just those 5 things in a day can actually look very reinforcing. And once that becomes a habit, you don't even need motivation, then that becomes a discipline issue.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one, it says, how do I
Mm-hmm.
gain confidence in life, though since my childhood I've been laughed at or often neglected?
Okay. So this particular question, I think whoever this person is, whoever is the person who's penned down this question, I think he really needs some uh, professional support at this point of time, because it can become difficult getting out of that negativity cycle, that low self-esteem cycle. Right now, this person would definitely benefit a lot from seeking professional help. But yeah, if there are minor self-esteem issues, minor confidence issues, some of the things can help. First is getting real. So what is true and what is not, what am I really good at, and what are the things I would improve upon. There's a chance that I can really learn, grow myself in those areas. And what are the things that are really just hopeless for me, where no matter what I do, I can't do anything. So segregating these possibilities into 3 categories would definitely help. Then some other self-awareness or self-searching strategies are whether these things, that all these friends, all these peer pressure, sometimes family members, sometimes colleagues are telling me, whether they are really true, whether I have internalized them, whether I have been conditioned by repetitive telling, or whether they are really true. Asking yourself this can definitely help. Then just some general tips like doing frequent workouts, exercising, having a good dressing sense, dressing up properly, taking care of yourself, both mentally and physically. That really gets you all geared up. That can help a lot. Change your posture, change your body language. Okay, do some mirror work where you're looking at yourself in the mirror. You're affirming that no, I am a productive, I'm a fabulous individual, and I can achieve anything that I set my mind on. Repeated affirmations have shown to work beautifully for individuals like these. But yeah, for this question asker, I would like to humbly say, please seek professional help at this point of time.
All right. Okay. And now
Yeah.
moving on to the last question. I keep having
Yes,
negative
Rushita.
thoughts before starting any activity in my life. I think first,
Mm-hmm.
what if it doesn't work out rather than approaching it positively and thinking about what if it does?
Yeah, okay. To answer this, let's think about our brains for a little bit, okay? So if you know how our brain looks like, the top part of our brain, that is the cerebral cortex, okay? The grayish worm-like structure that is there, okay? So all the mammals, they don't have a lot of cerebral cortex. The volume, the sheer area of the cerebral cortex of humans is really big as.
Ma'am, I think you muted yourself by mistake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm back.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So as I was saying, this cerebral cortex, it is evolutionarily placed there. Why? Because we humans are problem solvers. We didn't stay stuck in the emotional part of our brain, that is the primate brain. So the emotional structures involving amygdala, limbic system, okay, or the vegetative functions that the brain controls of our bodies. We have evolved, we've grown so much that we are problem solvers first. That's why this is the strategy of each human mind, to first think about the worst possible scenario of any event that happens in your life, any decision that you want to take, any new or uncertain or unforeseen situation that you face. So I think there's nothing wrong in first seeing the negatives, but staying there, staying in that negative state, staying and saying that no, I am set up for failure. That is the problem.
Right.
Okay, so like negative thinking is a habit, we can break that habit and we can build a new habit where we are pushed to think positively. So I generally recommend, we don't ask for compliments. So doing some behavioral experiments, doing some uncomfortable things, breaking that comfort zone, and taking a no for an answer from people, uh, really facing situations which you really fear, like staying in the darkness, or staying at height, staying in areas where there's a lot of height, or some people have hydrophobia. They fear going near water. So yeah, these are really big steps, but slowly building those skills where you face your worst fears just prepares you for all the positivities that are about to happen in your life. So setting yourself up for success rather than failure comes through actual actions, not just thoughts. So
Okay.
taking action, even if it's quite small, makes a huge difference, but you have to repeatedly do it. I think consistency is something that we should all aim for, rather than just making changes for those 2 3 days,
Yeah.
okay, because then they don't stay.
Mm.
Consistency, perseverance, and some patience, all these questions, I think these three components will be my answer to all these questions. I hope I've answered your questions satisfactorily.
Yes, you have. It's
Yeah.
been great having you. Hey guys, I hope you liked today's episode. And now you have to do 3 small steps to help us with this initiative, okay? So, step one, please follow TheraView's Instagram page, share it with your friends, family, anybody who can benefit from this. Step number two, please continue to send in lots of questions with the same enthusiasm as you guys have before. It's really helpful. Thank you guys. And step number three, if you have any suggestions, any comments, anything that you want to tell us about this initiative, please comment below. Thank you, guys.